Okay, thank you. Okay, myself Sharath, 5+ years I'm into this industry. I'm a certified nutritionist as Vinda said. Okay, today we are going to listen about weight loss, and I think you all know now I can say it is being grown very rapidly. Weight loss, overweight and obese, and now everywhere if you listen, we will do that. We will do weight loss like this all. But today I'm going to tell why the weight loss has been increasing. Overweight or obese is increasing a lot. What are the main reasons to becoming obese? Why this is growing very rapidly? What are the reasons and what are the root causes? Okay, maybe you have connected through YouTube or Zoom. Anybody, just be attentive. Maybe if you are not at all related to overweight or underweight or obese, maybe you would have thyroid, or you may be having PCOD, PCOS, or diabetic, whatever the challenge you may be. Definitely, if you listen next coming 30-35 minutes, definitely it will be useful for your health. It is my guarantee. Okay. We will see the presentation and I will explain it. Okay, please present. Okay. See, as Vinta said, we are into a community called WOW. Okay. What is our community all about? It's a wellness community, and here in our community, we have been having group of prominent doctors and nutritionists like me, and wellness coaches and fitness trainers. What is our motto to be here as a group? Our motto is to make the society disease free, to be live healthy, happy. That is our motto. And next coming 2 years, our goal is to get at least 1 lakh plus people to be healthy. Okay, that's why we have been educating the people through online platforms, through physical platforms, and all this. Okay, next slide. Okay, healthy weight loss. Coming to healthy weight loss, I can say only one plan we have, but many solutions are there. That's very unique, I can say. See, why you need to go for weight loss? And then nowadays, what happened? Me and my friend once went a shop, one cloth shop. What they have said, my size is only M, and my friend's is double XL. He was feeling all the time. He's my close buddy. Every time we go to any shop or anything, he sees me and he sees himself, and he been disappointed. I also want to be like you, slim and fit. It will be very good, but see, a lot of people, maybe in your colleagues or your relatives or your near dear, you have been seen like that people. And not only that, uh, especially if you are woman or teenager, see, a lot of times if you want to get ready for the parties, like to wear different dresses or saris, it will be a lot of, see, I can say unhappy, because I have seen a lot of people who are overweight or obese. They are not able to dress up like who are ideal weight. That is also major. And apart from this all, you see, now if you have any challenge, example, if you have thyroid, or if you are diabetic, or if you are PCOD, or if you have PCOS, or if you have infertility challenge, if you are married young, see, any challenge, for these all challenges, if you go consult a doctor, what doctor says, please come after reducing your weight. Any challenge you take, any challenge, I have mentioned only some, because our health mostly depends on this weight. If your weight is increasing a lot, by that our challenges in the body also increases. That's why weight loss is very much important. Okay, and next slide. And uh, you may get doubt how really I'm in overweight or obese. How would I check? Really, I don't know how to check. Or I think nowadays everybody knows it. Just I'm joking, because you can Google it easily. And here, this is a chart. If you want, you can take a screenshot. Also, here you have been mentioned clearly. Your height, if example your height is 5'1", 5'2", or whatever, and the side one is the weight. Once you check your weight, what is the difference? And here, if you Google, in Google also you can search BMI, body mass index. If you are 18.5 below, you are underweight. And if you are normal, that means 18.5 to 25, you are normal in the BMI calculation. And if you are 25 to 30, it is your overweight. And if you are 30 to 35, you are obese. And extreme obese is 35 plus. And you can check it whether you are obese, overweight, or ideal weight, because there's mostly need a lot of people, they doesn't know where they are, because first identify that they're where you are. Okay, next slide. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier, why I have to lose weight? See, here there are a lot of medical complications are been coming for the people who are obese, especially. Why? Because see, here you can see it is started with the stroke, heart stroke, and contracts, and again heart related issues, and severe pancreatitis, and about gallbladder diseases, and about PCOD, PCOS, as I mentioned earlier, and osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, gout and thyroid related issues, and I can say a lot more diseases are being related when you are obese. See, this is a major problem, and not only this, behind that, now we are seeing a lot of people in the women, especially we are seeing migraine related issues, cholesterol related issues, and BP. And you can say, especially who are not at all 30 35 below, they are getting knee joint problems, so that they are being fallen into the taking medications at the early age. See, there's a very problematic condition. By this all, what we will do, every year beginning we will decide that now this is, now we are at the end of the March now, everybody, what we will decide, if anybody are obese in the call, you have been deciding that, yeah, this is the new year, I have taken a resolution, and from here I'll go to the gym. And lot of people, I can say, everybody at the new year comes, every gym you go and see, lot of changes will happen. But at the end of 3 months or 2 months, what happens? 95% of them will drop out. Yeah, I think by the January 1st, 2nd, or by the first week of the January, we have been seeing a lot of WhatsApp messages that first day we will be excited, and second day we are not like that, and third day we are not like that, and by the 15 days we will leave the gym. And most of all that, what is that? Go for the gym regularly, also, there is no use at all for the weight loss, I can say, because exercise only matters 20 to 25% of your weight loss, not more than that. Because why gym has to go, why we have to go for the gym, means only for the athletes, or maybe if you want to build a muscle, it is required for them. Because you see anybody who are going to the gym, they may have reduced 1 kg or 2 kg, and again if they leave the gym, again they'll be getting back to the normal weight. That's what I mean to say is, gyms, this all only for 25%. It is not at all matter, I can say. That's why if your goal is to reduce weight 100%, gym won't help you. Okay, next slide. Next slide, sir. Okay. And see, these are all the challenges. Can you present the next slide, please? Okay, maybe I can say, maybe you can see what are the what you can say, obesity way up.
Sir, excuse me, your voice is getting interrupted. Sir, just a second.
Sorry, there was some technical error, so that has been left. Okay. Now is my audio clear? Yeah, thank you. Okay, as you are seeing here on the screen, worldwide, how is the obesity levels in the worldwide? See, you can see on the picture, 1980 it was 250 million people. Now 2008 it was 904 million. I can say by the end of 2008, 904 millions meant approximately 100 crores. But now we are at 2013. I can say again we have been added 15 more years. I can say it has crossed more than our Indian population. Worldwide, the obesity levels are going like that. And as I already mentioned you, how to calculate overweight or obese with the BMI in the Google. Okay, and what are the major challenges if you are in the obese? Major common diseases which are being triggering is arthritis, especially. We have seen a lot of people who are with obesity. First, doctor says that please come reduce your weight and come again. And cancers, nowadays we have been listening a lot of cancer cases. One of the choices, if you are obese, there is a lot more choice to get cancer, and infertility is also, and heart related issues. Especially, we have seen a lot of celebrities like Telugu film industry Taraka Ratna and Kannada film industry Punit Rajkumar. And recently we have seen Susmita Sen. She has been released a video regarding what are the challenges she has been faced. And see, back pain, diabetes, stroke. These are the major 7 common diseases that will get due to obesity. Okay, next slide. And you may be thinking that okay, worldwide is okay. What about ourselves? We are in India. We don't have obesity. It is really wrong, friends. See here, you can see the statistics. Worldwide, there is almost 2.1 billion. I can say the world population, almost 30% of them are obese. Okay, now I'm not talking about overweight. I'm talking about obese. If you calculate the overweight conditions, it may increase to 40 or 45%. I can say. See, what are the standards of the obesity levels in all countries? United States is number 1, and China is number 2, and India is number 3. And I can say now we have been crossed the China's population already. I can say we may be at second place. Okay, it has been growing like that, and we have one myth that only women are obese and men are obese. Women say on men, men say on obese. on women. But now what happened? You see the statistics: rise in overweight and obese in both the genders. In the 1980, the men were 20, approximately nearly 29% were the obese, and where it comes to 2013, it reached to almost all around 37%. Where it comes to women, it was in 1980 around 30%. Now 2013, it is at 38%. Now you can see there is very little bit. Men are at 37% obese and women are at 38. I can say both are simultaneously, men and women are going into the obese level. But you can be by that you can be having an idea that no men or women equally all are been affected with this obesity, I can say. Okay, next slide please. Okay, majorly what are the root causes why it has been growing like rapidly, and everywhere we can see overweight or obese, this that's all. But what is the root cause? Especially we should know these root causes, because nowadays every treatment and every maybe hospitalization or anyway, now what happened, if you have a disease they are be treating for the disease, but what is the root cause? They are not treating it as it is. When you are obese, what are the root causes? You should know this, because when you identify the root causes, 100% you can come out of it healthily. That's why I said initially healthy weight loss matters. Okay, in that first one is poor diet. You can say, oh, no, we are eating good food. What are the food you are eating? Check once. Almost all I can say, everybody in the call, you are eating almost all 60 to 70% of your food is going to be carbohydrate. By the carbohydrate, what will happen? Your stomach will be full, but there are no nutrients at all. Only you will get energy. What to do with the energy? Because now I'm speaking, I'm talking, I need some energy. Only 10 to 20%. And if you are seeing in the call and observing what I'm telling you, you are listening, you may also need some energy. It is only just 10 to 20%. Beyond that, we are eating more carbohydrates. There's one of the problem. And moreover that nowadays what happened, we are all became busy. We are into a hectic lifestyle, so that what we have habituated all the junk foods. Example, at the morning time we don't have time, we have to go to for the offices or different works. What will we will select oats, or we'll select some different instant food, Maggie, like that instant foods. That also makes a lot of health disorders. In this junk food, if you go for the junk food, I can say not only becoming stomach full, but also you are facing different challenges. You are inviting into your body different challenges. There is a major problem is diet. Okay, and second comes to second root cause is lack of exercise. See here, mm, why exercise is needed, or why lack of exercise. See now, for example, in the call, if you are anybody, till now anybody have completed at least 10,000 steps still now, if you are anybody completed, you can message yes, or at least 5,000 steps, you can message, you can chart me as s. See, I can say if you are completed at least 5,000 steps also, it's the best for your health. Because uh, lack of exercise is one of the major reason, because as I have mentioned earlier, it is also depends 20 to 25% has been dependent by the exercise. So that exercise is important. But when I say to all the people that exercise is very important, it is also needed, it is a requirement for health. What the people say, if anybody in the call, housewife or woman, no, at the morning to evening I will do work in the home, all the clean and green everything. And if you are anybody are uh, oh great, Kanduri, I have finished 5,300, that's great. And see, like that very little people are completing their exercise. And I can say men, if anybody men are there in the call, no, every day we'll go to the office, we'll go on the bike, we'll do this and that, we'll get down to the steps, we'll walk something. There's not any difference, because by the end of the day, are you tired or excited? It matters. Per day, if you 40 minutes or 1 hour, if you exercise, you will sweat out. Then by the end of the day, you will be most excited. I think everybody in the call, at any time, maybe at any age, you have been at least experienced 1 day, 2 days, 4 days, 1 week, maybe gym or exercise, running, whatever. You have seen the energy levels when you have done exercise. See, there's a major reason we should not get lack of that exercise, because nowadays what happened, our every works have become desktop. That means we are not at all having choice to move. Our chair is making us unhealthy, I can say it literally. Okay, that's why exercise is majorly important. Coming to third point, lack of sleep. Nowadays everybody are getting sleep, but where is the deep sleep? If you have kids in your house, maybe 3 or 4 years below, before sleep there will be a lot of issues, but after the sleep, whatever the sound it happens, they never wake up, because there's they will go into the deep sleep. What about us? If any door sounds at the night time or in the midnight, I can say half an hour, 1 hour, or maybe whole night also, somebody will not get again sleep. What happened? Lot of sleep issues are getting. This is one of the major reason for the obese. Okay, next slide please. Coming to the next root cause. Can you change the slide please? Okay, thank you. For this fourth root cause is stress. See, nowadays, from kids to elderly, everybody are into stress, because when you are into stress, if you take a food, the food won't digest automatically. The food deposits into the stomach as it is. Why? Because when you are into stress, the cortisol, one hormone triggers in the body, that is called cortisol. When the cortisol hormone triggers, what happens? The food which you have taken, maybe you may be taking good food also, but all the food will deposit as a fat into the body. That's a major reason. That's why we need to come down the stress. We need to. That's why, see, nowadays everybody are going taking meditation, yoga, pranayama. It has become very popular. Why? Because stress has become more challenge for everyone. That's why stress is one of the major root cause. And coming to next, alcohol and smoking, I can say nowadays only 10 to 15% are being affected, or less than that. Because now I can say if anybody in the call are not having any habits, no problem. But more than that, your habits, I think, as I mentioned earlier, junk food or processed food, or different foods which you are eating instantly, those are more effective and more harmful to your body than alcohol and smoking. See, once check what are the food you are taking. Okay, that's also a major concern. And coming to sixth, it is genetics. Maybe nowadays what happens, if you go to the doctor, if you consult to a doctor, what they will say, example I'm saying, if you got diabetic, okay, no problem, I think your father is diabetic, or your mother is diabetic, or your mama is diabetic, or your aunt is diabetic. Okay, by the genetics, if you get, okay, we cannot deny it. But what about that? If your father's forefathers don't have any diabetic or heart related any issue, still you are getting this generation. See, you may be missed with the genetics, but beyond genetics also we are getting. And one more thing, I got diabetic because my father has diabetes. So many are saying to me like that, and you may be also listening it. It's common. My father has, my mother has, but there is a choice. If you are taking same food like your father and mother, and you are saying that I got diabetic, literally there is a lot more chance to get at the early age. So that if you change the food, definitely you can come out this genetic also. There is a lot more chance. Okay, these are the major six root causes. If you rectify these six root causes 100%, you can be out of your obese or overweight. Okay, next slide. Okay, and what are the foods we are taking? See, have the concentration on this food, because nowadays what happened, we are taking food, but how the food is converted into our body, and how it requires to our body, and how it transforms, that is main thing. Okay, and here you can see, in the first photo you can see fish and all seafoods and some nuts, and some ghee is available there, and avocado, some fruits are there, and some seeds are there. What in the first photo, everything comes as good fat. What this good fat gives, we see a lot of times fat means we'll be fearing that fat is not good for us. But in the fat we have two fats, one is good fat and bad fat. I'm talking about good fat. In this all, you can say you'll get only good fat. When your body has to, every day if you take good fats into the body, what happens? Your heart will work like anything. 100 years as God given, 100 years it will work healthily, and our total nervous system will be active and energetic. So that you have to take good fat. And coming to next photo, it is about protein. See, you have seen non-veg, eggs, and some pulses and some nuts. These all some what you can say, milk products like paneer, like that. In that all, what you can get protein. By the protein, what you will get, our muscles and bones have been uh, built up with the food, that kind of food. By that only we can build our muscles. Okay, and coming to next photo, here we can see all the vegetables and leafy vegetables. From this all, what we will get, we'll get fiber and energy. By that, our digestive system works properly. See, this is all the food we have been required. But what are the food we are taking? Next slide. Next slide, please. See, here you can see, as I mentioned before slide, what the food you will take, you will get that. But now what you are all been taking is one step. I think today you have taken rice or appalam, and maybe at the morning time, dal, all that. And morning time you have taken tiffins like idli, dosha, vada, pongal, all that, all different tiffins. And maybe in the evening now, after 7:30, you may be going to the outside and you may having some junk. See, these are all the foods we have been taking. See, what are we getting? Think once. Okay, next slide. See, as I mentioned earlier, today I'm talking all about food only. There is no need to have that, oh, this all knowledge I don't have. I don't know more about health. Nothing. Still now, what I have talked is about only food. At the end, also, still at the end, I'll talk about only food. Nothing to worry that what he will tell that all. See, that's all I'm telling very basic, I can say. And what is about insulin resistance? See, this is the major when the insulin resistance occurs in everybody in the body, automatically I can say a body goes into the obese or overweight, as I mentioned earlier. See, what is insulin resistance? See, number one, you are seeing that it is a stomach, and in the one number one, it has been mentioned as glucose. For example, if you take a, as I mentioned, maybe afternoon time, if you have taken rice, dal, everything converts body as a glucose. Okay, and if you take for example, I can say the quantity is 100 grams. If the 100 grams glucose has to convert as a energy, then what is required? Our body doesn't make this directly as energy. Our God has decided that in the pancreas, insulin has to secrete. For example, 100 grams of food we take, and it has to go into the cell and convert and into as energy. What happens? 100 grams of insulin has to produce. Then, if the both insulin and glucose are equal, there is no insulin resistance. There will be no issues. But nowadays, it has been not happening like this. Next slide, please. So you can see from this slide. You can see for the big size photo, you can see in that what is that. You can chart anybody. Is red balls are more or blue balls are more? By the seeing only, you can know that red balls are more. What is the red balls? The food you are all taking, that is glucose. See, why? Because in a call, anybody are you calculating that this is my weight, this is my BMI, this is my metabolic rate, I have to take only this much? No. Simply, see, yesterday we have been passed away Sunday. Maybe if you are non-veg lover, you may have taken what you can say full of stomach. Now today there is only normal food. We have been taking little bit. That's it. But we doesn't calculate our metabolic rate, and we have to take only this much. Don't take this much. We never calculate, because that's only the reason we are putting our body more food. There's a problem. See what happened. This second photo, you can see cell is there, and here we can see it is like a key. On the key, it has been written as insulin. As I mentioned earlier, our body pancreas produces insulin. It's an hormone. What makes, when we take a food, the food has to go into the cell and convert as energy. But when it happens, when your body produces insulin, when the key like insulin opens, only the food what we have taken goes into the cell and converts into the energy. Then what happens? We are putting more food, and the blood, 100% our body in the blood, and our body will have lot more glucose. That's a major problem. We get into the called what we get into our body into insulin resistance. Okay, next slide. Okay. See, once what are the food you have been taking, and once you check, as I mentioned earlier, 60 to 70% of your diets may be of carbohydrates, and maybe some maybe fat or that all. But every food what you eat, what our body makes, as I mentioned earlier, if you eat morning, if you are taking tea or coffee, what happened? Insulin triggers, because it has to convert into energy. In the morning, again, you have taken breakfast, idli, dosha, whatever, and again it has to convert into energy. Insulin has to trigger. And again, if you go for snacks at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, tea, biscuit, samosa, whatever, again it has to digest. Insulin has to trigger. And again, if you go for the lunch, again it has to digest. You have to need insulin. Again, snacks, same problem. Again, dinner, same problem. See, almost all, you check yourself. I can say morning wake up time to till the night dinner, 5 to 6 times is a common. Every time we eat, we trigger to insulin. This is a major problem. This is the major reason why insulin is getting resistant. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, then what happens if you take more food? What happens? You can see the photo. In the photo, what it is been clearly observing that glucose is more. We have taken a lot of food, and what happened? Insulin is not able to produce equal to our glucose, because we are putting a lot of. As anybody are checking in the call that I have taken tea, is it digested or not? I have taken breakfast, is it digested or not? Has you taken afternoon supper, is it digested or not? I have taken dinner or evening snacks, is it digested? No, we will not at all check that time. Now it is 10 o'clock, we should take tiffin. Now 2 o'clock, lunch, and night 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, dinner. That's it. We are following the timings. We are not seeing that our body is asking it or not. There's a major problem. We are putting our body more food. That becomes what happens. All glucose spreads into the blood. Now we can see a lot of people are converting into diabetic, because reason, if you are taking continuously this all heavy food, heavy glucose, carbohydrate, what happens? Excess all will be in the blood. And if you check the blood glucose levels, it will go 300, 400, 500. Yesterday, I got one person, he's 30 years and his blood glucose went to 425. I was being shocked literally, but he's very thin. He's not at all obese and overweight. That is also one of the reasons. Okay, next slide. Okay, what happens if you take more carbohydrate? What happens? See, our body mechanism is so good, I can say, because if you take, for example, as I mentioned earlier, we need only 10 to 20% of carbohydrate. But what we are not at all calculating how much carbohydrate we are taking. See, simply we are putting into the stomach. What happens if our requirement is only 10 to 20% and we are taking 70, 60, 80, or 90 sometimes? What happens? Excess carbohydrate body makes into fat and deposits into the liver. When the liver becomes full, what happens? Automatically, again we are been adding into carbohydrate. What happens? That after completing all the liver has been filled, that remaining carbohydrate, what happens? It stores at the belly. Slowly belly increases, and after the belly it stores into the thighs, it stores into the upper body, it stores into the downer body, and overall body becomes fat. And it will not happen one day. See, you sleep night and at the morning you see you will not become obese or overweight, because if it happens, definitely we will be taking a lot of care. But our body mechanism is like that. Slowly down the road, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, slowly we will be into overweight and obese. There is a major reason. Okay, next slide. Okay, by this all the instance, what happens? Our body into a mode called insulin resistance. Because what are the elements to trigger insulin resistance? Is simply, as I mentioned earlier, nutrition deficiency is also one of them. Because see, our body requires certain nutrients, but what we are giving 60 to 70% of our diet, your whole diet is mentioned, your diet will be only carbohydrate. What about the, as I mentioned earlier, good fat? What about the fiber? What about the leafy vegetables and all? What about the protein diet? And if you get lacking of that, you'll be nutrient deficiency. It also makes you to insulin resistance. And next comes to stress. As I mentioned earlier, stress also triggers to insulin resistance. And again, genetics also, because as a byproduct, genetics also one of the reason, and poor digestion also one of the reason, and lack of sleep. This all triggers into insulin resistance. When insulin resistance has been triggered in the body, you can see all the diseases have been affected. For example, hormone imbalances, insomnia, sleep issues, and memory loss, arthritis, infections, depression, constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, chronic fatigue, autoimmune disorders, skin rashes, anxiety, thyroid, allergies, asthma, weight gain, and at the center you can see cancer and heart diseases. As I mentioned earlier, nobody knows, celebrities, they have been maintaining their physique very well. They will have separate nutrition advisors to guide them food. Still they are been suffering with all the heart related issues, because it's a silent killer, I can say it. And diabetes and this all. And we here we have mentioned only a little bit, I can say. More than that, there are a lot of other challenges also getting, because only one thing. What is that? Insulin resistance. Okay, next slide. Okay. Now, okay, sir, you said everything. I got to know that insulin resistance is getting into my body. Now, how I should get out of that problem into my mind? Don't worry, 100% I will help you to get out of insulin resistance and to be healthy and fit. Okay, next slide. Okay. See, what here as a community, wow, what we are following, it's a Nobel Prize winning science we are following, literally, I can say. Because it is not, see, is already, you maybe Google now also. Ishinori Yoshima is a Japan doctor. He got the Nobel Prize in the year 2016 by inventing a science called autophagy. It has to be, see, initiating a autophagy in the body makes to get out of overweight, obese. It's all a common, I can say. By the side effect, overweight and obese will go, and internal disorders also. What is autophagy? Simply, you can see the next slide. Next, insulin. What we will give in the community? Simply, we will give insulin lowering meal plans. Why we will give insulin lowering meal plans? Because, as I mentioned earlier, insulin resistance has been happening. To make it insulin resistance into insulin sensitivity, we are giving insulin lowering meal plans. So that what happens, your body initiates to trigger autophagy into the body. Then when autophagy ignites in your body, automatically there will be no insulin resistance. Our body goes into insulin sensitivity. What happens by the product? Our body, maybe, see, you all into the uh, sugar burning mode. Now what happens when the autophagy initiates in the body converts into sugar burning mode to fat burning mode. When the body converts into fat burning mode, automatically there will be not at all no side effects, and by the byproduct, your overweight obese will be reduced, and in the way you will be getting out of your cholesterol issues, as I mentioned earlier, all the related thyroid issues, diabetes, or cholesterol issues, or PCOD, PCS, whatever the issues, every issue will be get out of, because autophagy is initiating in the body. That is the science we have been following. Okay, next slide. Okay. See, as I mentioned earlier, nutrition deficiencies is also one of the reason for initial, sorry, insulin resistance. See, what are the vital supplements we have to take? You may be having a lot of doubts what to take, because now if you open any channel, every channel one will say this you have to take, and another channel will say this, and another TV person one program will say this, another Swamiji comes says one, and another person comes says some. You all will be confused. Simply I can say you need some vital supplements. What are the requirement? The body needs two types of nutrients. One is macro, one is micro. What is macro? Large amounts of requirement nutrients are called as macro. What is micro? Very limited requirement is called micro. For example, in the macro we can have water, carbohydrate, protein, and fats. These are required. Some more. For example, water. How much water I had to drink? Now the summer we will drink more. Again, if you go for the rainy season, we'll drink less. Again, if you go for the winter, we don't drink more. But it is not right, friends. When the water is the first thing to maintain a good health. For example, how much you have to take? For example, in the call, anybody have the weight of 70 kgs, you need to simply 70 divided by 10 is 7. 7 minus 2 is 5. If you are 70 kgs of weight, you need to take 5 liters of water per day. Whatever the uh, season you are, okay. And carbohydrates, maybe you may be taking 50 grams per your requirement, or maybe if your metabolic rate is being calculated, you can take 20% of your metabolic rate carbohydrate. And coming to the protein, I think protein everybody knows, because before COVID or after COVID, we have been morely educated on protein. 1 kg of weight is equal to 1 gram of protein. If you are 70 kgs in the person in the call, 70 grams of protein is required. And coming to the fats, as I mentioned earlier, good fat is required. How much it is required? 40 to 50% of your metabolic rate must be come from good fat. It's good. Okay. And coming to micronutrients, vitamins and minerals, it is very limited, but the very limited, but it makes a lot of changes in the body. When you want to be healthy, this all macro and macro both makes you healthy. Okay. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. What is in the wow our community? What we are dealing with? We are dealing with not only with body, with mind, and with soul project. This all called body, mind, soul project. It is called, we are being into a, what you can say, one program called Golden 90. It is being called as Ikigai Club. Okay. If you participate in this Ikigai Club for the coming 90 days, 100% I can say you can get out of your obesity, diabetes, thyroid, PCOD, PCOS, infertility, gut challenges, hair, skin, and all the lifestyle disorders. You can come out of it, you can reverse it also, no doubt. Okay. And 5 to 7 kgs of weight loss will be happen every month if you 100% if you participate in our Ikigai Club. And no, I can say your BMR does not go down also. Okay. And again, you can say, after the plan also, after completing your 90 days program also, you cannot get back to the weight, because after the next 5 to 10 minutes you can listen from the clients also live. There will be we can listen from one or two clients here. Okay. And even if you following the Ikigai Club, your age goes back to 5 years back. If you are 35, you can go to 30 years. Your skin looking, or your physique, or your activities, your strength, it may go to 5 years back your age. Okay. And no, we are not giving any herbal fix, friends. We are giving only food. As I mentioned earlier, we are giving only food, not more than that. Okay. Next slide. Okay. See, as a wow community, last couple of years we have been transformed lakhs of people, I can say. Maybe overweight, obese, PCOD, PCOS, diabetic reversal, thyroid reversal, or anything, asthma related issues, arthritis, gut issues, you name any issue, we have been reversed. Skin issues, any issue, everything has been there. Okay. Next slide. See how much time it takes for me to check into myself. For example, if you have been started with our Golden 90 program, it takes at least 4 weeks to see the changes in your body. Okay. And it takes at least minimum 8 weeks to make your near and dear, I can say your friends and family who are seeing you regularly, they will identify, there is something different in you. And if you go for, it takes to 12 weeks entire world to know about your transformation. That's why what I'm saying is 90 days is an algorithm, so that you can, whole world can recognize you, your transformation. Okay. Next slide. Okay. Coming to, there are a lot more transformations. Just we'll see one video so that you could know how many people are being transferred. Just some, only limited people you can see in the video. Can you play the video, please? There is no sound. We are 100% ready to help you, and we have seen a lot of doctors also there in our community, as you have seen the pictures. And these are the messages or the excitement of the clients. They have been messaging is that I have lost. See, I've been almost. See here you can see first message 18 days, and she has been reduced almost all 3.5 kgs, and like that all different messages by the clients' excitement only. We have been screenshotted and we have been showing here. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, see now as a community we have been launched a wow app. Our community has been launched in the app room, in the app way. Why? Because see nowadays everybody are needed. Everybody, see now I have today, before I have said water you need to take, how much you have to take. For example, if you are 70 kgs you need to take 5 liters of water. How to calculate? And again we will be providing you some food meal plans, and how does it required, does it really satisfied my metabolic rate, does it really makes me healthy? This all becomes more challenging. That's why if you go into the app, what happens, everything will be notified, everything will get as notification. Maybe as your steps, as I mentioned earlier, anybody have done 5,000 steps, it has been, it will be there automatically. And if you are your food you can add, you can water you can add, everything will get as a notification, so that what happens, easily you can access, so that as a fingertips you can access us, so that it will be more easy for you and us to interact and make you more healthy and happy as quick as possible. Okay, next slide please. And see what are the choices, to-do list. That means we want to start a journey with your wow, with you sir, then how could I get into with you touch? Simply first, to get into touch with me, simply first go through the tests. As I have mentioned before, first is there no some blood test is required, example HbA1c, thyroid, lipid profile, CVP, like that. Why? Because see, as I mentioned earlier, your body may be in the insulin resistance. When your body triggers the insulin resistance, 100% there may be a lot of differences in your blood reports. As I mentioned earlier, if your insulin resistance has been occurring in the body, automatically you may be having diabetic, you doesn't know it. You may be having cholesterol issue, you doesn't know it. You may be having some red blood cells or red blood cells issue, you doesn't know it. Everything knows with your blood only, because it's all, it goes into very silently. That's why we need your blood reports. And again, we will make you to follow some timings to the food. Example, 16 by 8 fasting and eating windows. We will educate you everything. No need to worry for that. And again, we will provide you a personalized meal plate for each and everyone, as I mentioned earlier, because everybody's age is different, weight is different, the habits are different, everybody lifestyle is different. Because we will provide personalized diet plans for each and everybody. No need to worry for that. Okay, and you need to follow workouts, as I mentioned earlier, Ikigai Club. Okay, and next, you should post a food plates to us, so that we can be more accessible to you and make you healthy as early as possible. Okay, okay, next. And you should be taking a vital supplements. It's a must, because as I have mentioned earlier, maybe your nutrition deficiency also may be one of the reason to trigger insulin resistance. That's why supplements also is a must. And at least you should give, as I have mentioned earlier, algorithm, definitely give yourself next coming 2 to 3 months, a drastic change will be happening to your body. You give time at least 2 to 3 months for yourself, so that you can see a lot of changes. Okay, next slide. Okay, now how to connect you sir, how to make your appointment? Don't worry friends, definitely I will be available for everyone. And who have been connected in the call, who made you to connect in the call, take my number. My number is available with everybody, and you can take them and you can contact me, and you can book a appointment with me, book a consultation with me. Okay, so that it will be I will be very happy to help you in your healthy journey. Okay, next slide please. Okay, maybe after listening this, a lot of people, we have been done a lot of sessions like this online, physical, offline, all that all. See, there will be three type of people, simply say. One is now, I will listen, sir, now I am ready. By the night or by the tomorrow, they will call and they'll start the journey. That's it. Okay, that's good, excellent. That's great. But some people are later. No, sir, yesterday only Ugadi went. Now, now we are at the month end. We'll start April 1st. Okay, no problem. Or May 1st or June 1st. No, okay, no problem. Later is also best. And some people are never. I think in this call, never people are not there, I can say, because at the evening time you have been spending your 30-40 minutes time here, means definitely you are now or later people, not never people. Uh, because I can say, never people always listen all the things, like in the YouTube they will say all the listen, but they never do anything, they will never try anything. See, there's all the problem that you decide where you want to be. Okay, next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, now it's up to you. You have a choice to select with the journey with our wow, with me, and so that you can be happy, healthy, and best health ahead. And maybe if you are not taking also, it's your decision, it's up to you. There is no any force. Okay, next slide, please. See, stay your healthy life journey with our wow. Thank you. And I can say, uh, uh, and we will listen one two people. I can say one or two people are in a call. They will share their journey uh, with me and with the wow, how they have been gone through. Can you unmute Charan? Is Charan in the call? Madam, are you seeing? Is Charan?
Hello. Hello. Sir.
Hi, Charan. Good
Sir.
evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Is it
Yes.
audible?
Yeah, clear. Okay, share your journey. Share your journey. Okay, remove the spotlight to me. Make the spotlight to Charan.
Getting to,
Yeah, Charan, you can talk.
yeah. Is it audible?
Yeah, clear. You can go
Hello.
ahead.
Then. Hi, good evening to all. Myself, Sharan, and I'm from Allapad. I'm coming to my journey. Coming to my journey, it's first of all, I would like to thank for Sharath sir because one of the guidance sisters. And without joining the WoW community, I will share the short said when you go to the gym and you go to the diet and it's until not more than 1 month, just less than 1 month only you can take it on. So I tried all things and find all things and have many experience with like YouTube, like Google and everything on it. And at one day, my father came and said, "This is the one diet which helps you more than you can do, and you can get fit." I, in my mind, oh, I try a lot for my father happiness. Just a pick up idea. Then just I tried. I didn't hardly I didn't trust on it also. Okay, and then try let me be happy with my father happiness. Then I started, and after I'm also not believing on it because how and till the day I'm not cook it more because I'm unable to cook it tasty food. With the guidance of Sharath, sir, I eat tasty of food with ideas. And final, my friends also, by seeing my cooking and presenting my food, they are shocked about how, because I what doing, what type of food eating. Excellent, Ravi, they are saying. And finally, with every week, the sir will call and what were you eating? How was the health? How was the experience? For sir encourage, I didn't do anything on it. I'm happy they are saying that everything is fair. And have to say 3% with heartfelt thanks because my dad, my dad came with idea for that. I have thanks to my dad. And one more thing, Anjanil sir. So with the sir, I know dad know him, and the main person is Sharath sir. Under his guidance, I done everything.
What was
And
your weight?
thank you.
What was your weight before
Now,
weight?
yeah. Coming to my before, I am at 82, 83. Now
Okay.
I'm 67. It's almost I have completed my journey almost one and a half year, but still I'm at the same weight. That's my weight. I'm not
That's
able
great.
to. Yes, slightly changes up and down, but the constant is same.
Okay. That's great, Sharan. All the best for your future. Okay, thank you. And next, we will listen from Lakshminarayana. Is Lakshminarayana available? I think he's not available. No problem. Okay, friends. Due to time constraint, we are not able to make everybody to speak in the call. So that we made 1 or 2 people, and we have seen all the videos. And if you have any doubt and how I could do, how I should come to into your community, take my number, contact me, message me. I will guide you for everything. Okay. Thank you so much for each and everybody in the call. And back to host.
Yes, sir. It was wonderful, sir. You have gave wonderful information to us. It was really superb. And thank you everyone for being attentive for these 40 minutes. I hope you understood everything what exactly happens in our lifestyle. Yes, who all connected to you this session, either Zoom or YouTube. Uh, make a consultation with your coach who is invited to you, and start your journey with the wow with the Sharath sir. And I wish all the best for to getting a healthy lifestyle, and stay happy, stay wow. Thank you, sir.